Britain's railways once pulsed through every corner of the land, connecting cities, villages and industries with the rhythm of steam and steel. These tracks were more than transport. They were the lifeblood of communities and the spirit of adventure. But times changed. The rise of the motorcar and shifting economies silenced many of these iron arteries. Today we'll trace the ghostly paths of 10 lost lines, rediscovering the stories and echoes they left behind. Join me as we walk the forgotten corridors of Britain's vanished railways. Our journey starts in North Devon, where the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway once conquered the wild 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 hills. Opened in 1898, this narrow-gauge marvel connected remote coastal towns, its tiny locomotives battling steep gradients and dramatic scenery. Nicknamed the 𝐿𝐿𝐫𝐿 pony, it carried locals, tourists and schoolchildren through breathtaking moorland vistas. For 37 years it was a vital thread in the fabric of the community, but isolation and the rise of road transport led to its closure in 1935, leaving a deep void. The tracks vanished, but the memory endured. Decades later, passionate volunteers began to rebuild the line, restoring carriages and relaying track. Today, steam trains once again puff through 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿, a moving symbol of hope and heritage, the dream to fully reconnect Lynton and Barnstaple, letting new generations experience its unique charm. The Lynton and Barnstaple story is one of loss, resilience and revival. It proves that sometimes what's lost can be found again. The spirit of the railway lives on, stronger than ever. In the tranquil Staffordshire Peak District, the Leek and Manifold Valley Light Railway once followed the gentle curves of the River Manifold. Opened in 1904, this narrow gauge line served scattered farms and dairies, blending seamlessly into the landscape. Its transporter wagons carrying standard gauge freight on narrow tracks were a quirky sight. The railway was a lifeline for local farmers, especially the dairy industry. But the rise of motor lorries spelled its end in 1934. The tracks were lifted, but the route found new life as the Manifold Way, a beloved walking and cycling trail. Today, thousands retrace the railway's path, crossing old bridges and soaking in the same serene views. The spirit of the line endures, cherished in a new form. The Manifold Valley's railway may be gone, but its legacy is alive underfoot. A storybook journey, now open to all. Some railways just won't fade quietly, like the Basingstoke and Alton Light Railway in Hampshire. Opened in 1901, it struggled from the start, earning the nickname the Cuckoo Line for its perceived folly. During World War I, its tracks were lifted and sent to France, seemingly ending its story. Yet, against all odds, it was rebuilt and reopened in 1924, only to close again a few years later. Its final twist came in the 1950s, when it starred in classic films like The Titfield Thunderbolt, briefly coming alive as a movie set. After its cinematic moment, the line was dismantled for good. Today, little remains on the ground, but its legend lives on in film, model railways, and the hearts of enthusiasts. The Basingstoke and Alton is proof that even the most unlikely railways can leave a lasting mark. Its story is one of resilience, reinvention, and a touch of movie magic. Sometimes a railway's afterlife is as fascinating as its working days. The Cuckoo Line may be gone, but it's never truly forgotten. Its spirit rides on in stories and celluloid, a quirky chapter in Britain's railway history. Now to a giant of rural railways, the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway, or M&GN. Once Britain's largest joint railway, it stretched 183 miles across East Anglia, linking Peterborough to the Norfolk coast. Known as the Poppy Line and the Muddle and Go Nowhere, it was vital for holidaymakers and agriculture alike. Its trains brought thousands to seaside resorts and carried the region's produce to market. But by 1959, its winding routes were deemed inefficient and most of the network vanished overnight. The loss was immense, isolating communities and erasing a way of life. Today, only fragments remain, with the North Norfolk Railway preserving a piece of the Poppy Line spirit. The 𝐬𝐿's legacy lingers in embankments, memories, and the rhythm of preserved steam. A rural giant, now a ghost, yet never truly gone. The echoes of the 𝐬𝐿 still haunt the flat fields of East Anglia. The Isle of Wight was once a haven for steam, and the Freshwater, Yarmouth and Newport Railway was its western gem. Opened in 1888, it carried holidaymakers through rolling countryside to the dramatic coast at Alum Bay and the Needles. In summer, packed steam trains brought families to the seaside, the journey itself part of the adventure. But the line's fortunes depended on seasonal tourism, and as cars and ferries took over, passenger numbers dwindled. Closed in 1953, it marked the beginning of the end for the island's steam era. Today, much of the route is a peaceful cycle path, offering the same scenic journey at a gentler pace. The Freshwater Line's legacy is a tranquil trail, echoing with memories of steam and summer holidays. The railway may be gone, but its path still brings joy to locals and visitors alike. A seaside adventure, reborn for a new generation. The spirit of the island's railways lives on, just in a different form. Crossing into Wales, the Ruabon to Barmouth line offered one of Britain's most breathtaking journeys. Trains climbed from Wrexham into Snowdonia, crossing dramatic viaducts and winding through misty valleys. The final stretch over the Mordash estuary to Barmouth was a highlight, with sweeping views of sea and mountains. This was more than a tourist line. It was a vital link for Welsh communities, industry and daily life. The beaching cuts of the 1960s closed the line, leaving valleys silent and communities isolated. Today, the Llangollen Railway preserves a section, but much of the route lies dormant, marked by ruined bridges and empty platforms. The Ruabon to Barmouth line is a haunting reminder of what was lost. Its legacy endures in memories, heritage steam, and the wild beauty of the Welsh landscape, a line that once united mountains and sea, now a ghost in the valleys. Unlike the rural lines, the Great Central Main Line was Britain's last great main line, built for speed, efficiency and the future. Opened in 1899, it linked Sheffield to London Marylebone, engineered to continental standards with gentle curves and wide bridges. It was a bold vision, even planning for a Channel Tunnel connection. For over 60 years it carried express trains and freight, its grand stations bustling with energy. But in the 1960s it was deemed redundant and closed, an act many now see as short-sighted. Today, 2 heritage railways keep its memory alive, with hopes to reconnect them into an 18-mile main line. The Great Central's story is a lesson in lost potential and a glimpse of what could return. Its legacy is a call to value what we have before it's gone. The dream of the Great Central endures, waiting for a new chapter. A main line lost, but not forgotten. The Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, or S&D, inspired fierce affection despite its steep gradients and slow pace. Running from Bath to Bournemouth, it crossed the West Country's hills and valleys, earning the nickname Slow and Dirty. Its summer holiday expresses, like the Pines Express, were legendary, carrying families to the coast. The S&D was a lifeline for rural communities and a beloved part of the landscape. Its closure in 1966 was met with sadness and protest, severing a cherished cross-country route. Yet the S&D's memory is fiercely preserved, with heritage groups and a reopened section at Midsummer Norton. The Slow and Dirty may be gone, but its spirit is alive in steam, stories, and the hearts of enthusiasts. A railway lost, but never unloved, the S&D's legend rolls on. North Yorkshire's coast once boasted a spectacular railway from Whitby to Scarborough, hugging cliffs and crossing deep ravines. Opened in 1885, it offered passengers stunning sea views, iconic viaducts and stops at picturesque villages like Robin Hood's Bay. The line was a marvel of engineering and a magnet for tourists, but coastal erosion and high maintenance costs threatened its future. Despite its popularity, it closed in 1965 under the beaching plan, a blow to local communities and tourism. Today, the cinder track walking and cycling path follows the old route, with the great viaduct still standing. The railway's spirit lives on in every step and pedal stroke along the coast. A masterpiece of seaside travel, now a path for all to enjoy. The Whitby-Scarborough line's legacy is a journey through time and tide. The cliffs remember the trains that once ran beside the sea. Our final journey takes us to the Scottish borders, where the Waverley Route once linked Edinburgh and Carlisle. Opened in 1862, it crossed lonely moors and river valleys, serving remote communities and the border's textile industry. Express trains thundered through the Tweed Valley, connecting Scotland and England. Its closure in 1969 was the longest single railway closure in British history, leaving the borders without rail service. The loss was deeply felt, sparking decades of protest and longing. But in 2015, a 30-mile section was triumphantly reopened as the Borders Railway. The return of trains brought celebration and hope, reconnecting the region at last. The Waverley Route story is one of loss, resilience, and resurrection. It proves that even the deepest cuts can heal. The Borders Iron Road rides again. These lost lines carry dreams, families, and industry across Britain, shaping landscapes and lives. Their closures left scars, but also sparked movements to revive and remember. Thanks to volunteers and communities, some ghosts have returned as living museums and heritage railways. In an age of climate concerns and crowded roads, the wisdom of these closures is being re-examined. Which lost line would you bring back? Comment below and share your memories. If you enjoyed this journey through Britain's vanished railways, like and subscribe for more stories from the past. The end of the line? Perhaps not. Just a new beginning for old tracks.